But it's refreshing to hear you and other top coaches like Stephen Seiler, Dan Lorang, John Wakefield, all just emphasizing that time in the saddle. You need to just spend 6, 7, 8 hours riding your bike in one go. That there's no shortcut around time in the saddle.
Yes, exactly. At the end of the day, it's how much time you spend in the saddle who will define if you're successful or not. And you said there are not shortcuts. You cannot reach a level to be protagonist in the Tour de France stage with 2-hour rides, even if you do the craziest intervals you can ever do.
So when you look at long rides, are you predominantly zone 1, zone 2? And then as a follow-up to that, how do you know when enough endurance is enough? Are you looking at like LT1, LT2, when they're moving a certain amount right, you're thinking, okay, we have endurance boxed off, now we can start to layer on intensity? Or what's your protocol for considering how much endurance to do and when to stop it?
Yes, I'm focusing on the time that we spend in LT1 during the endurance rides. And then I can see, so always the target when you do such long rides is to improve a little bit to move your LT1 close to the LT2, and then move the LT2 close to your VO2 max. Is that the optimal goal for each coach? So this is how I define if the 6-hour ride or the 7-hour ride had the desired effect to the rider. And of course, it's different when we're talking about for sprinters or for climbers, GC riders. It's a completely different approach, of course.
And so what's the intensity level they're spending time out on those long endurance rides? Because I've seen some coaches even putting zone 1 rides in.
Yeah, most of the rides, it's upper zone 1. And they would do most of the climbs around 4 threshold, just below 4 threshold. No more than that. This is all about the long rides. I prescribe this long, easy endurance rides. I want the riders to finish those long rides, tired but not exhausted. This is how I describe them. I always tell them I want to finish tired but not completely spent. That's not the target of this session.
So when they're getting up the next day, are they carrying residual fatigue from that ride, or they feel like they could do the same ride again?
They can feel like they can do the same ride again. I think that's the key on the success.
And do you look at data like heart rate variability, anything like that, to determine their readiness to do the next day's training session?
Yeah, I would take, HRV, resting heart rate, urine color, the weight, all this data the next morning to see if they are recovered from the rides or not. Because also we're talking about specific blocks of training. It's not only about one training. Usually we do 3-4 day blocks or 2-day blocks. And then you have to be able to manipulate these sessions and to combine them. So at the end of the day, you have the total idea, the total picture after how the rider looks like after 2-3 days of work. If he needs 1 day of recovery, if he needs 2 days of recovery, it's up to the coach to determine, based on his experience, what is the response of the rider. Because nowadays we have a lot of data, we have a lot of, as I said, a lot of metrics. But at the end of the day, the question that we do to the rider, how do you feel, is the most accurate one.
So if you like this video, you should definitely check out this video because I know you're going to love it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.